Hey guys, what is going on? It is Spherical here. We are back with episode number 13 of Psycho-Pass. Last time on, we had a bit of a flashback or origin story for Kunizuka, which was definitely interesting to see. I guess it's probably not over yet, because there's still a bit more to go through here. But yeah, we learned kind of what happened to her, kind of her lifestyle before she became a latent criminal. We learned a bit more about the civil system and the way latent criminals are treated. Um, yeah, I'm excited to see what happens this episode. Again, I'm assuming we're going to continue on with this little backstory here, but I don't know, maybe not. I guess we'll find out. So as always, link is at the top of the description. It'll take you to Vimeo. You can watch the reaction highlight there, and then head back here afterwards for the post-episode discussion. With that out of the way, let's get into the episode. Well, that was episode 13 of Psycho-Pass, and, well, I mean, right off the bat, right at the end of the episode, we learned that Masaoka is Gino's father, which I did not expect that at all whatsoever. And like my reaction to that was just like, whoa. Like I don't want to watch back my reaction to that because I didn't really have anything to say. I was like, wow. That's interesting. I never would have guessed. They're so different. Like they're literally the opposite of each other. Gino's like does everything by the book, very tight, very, what am I trying to say? Orderly person. Masaoka is like the opposite. He just grabs his gun, goes down, does the dirty. I mean, I guess that's the relationship between an inspector and an enforcer, but damn. I feel like that's one of the best type of reveals in any type of story is like learning that like two characters are family members, but you didn't know until a certain point in the show. You know what I mean? That's always just really cool to see. So we also saw the lady who was talking to Gino. We don't really know who she is, like what position she's in. She seems to be a higher up. She knows a lot of information. Now, I'm just going to cut right to the after credits. My guess is she is Makishima's mother. Well, she knows who Makishima is, first of all, because she called him by like his first name, and I mean, it's not a very. There's no reason why she would call him by that name otherwise, right? I mean, I'm not trying to be an expert on Japanese culture, but I'm just saying it's not, there's probably a reason why she's calling him by his first name rather than his family name. I don't know. Maybe mother's too much of a stretch, but she seems to know who she or who Makishima is. That's what I'm trying to get at. She was like, what did she say at the end? Let me recheck. What exactly did she say there? You've finally been identified. You're at the end of your rope, Shogo. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but the way that she said that, it just made me feel like she's seen or known him. She knows him. She knows who he is, like outside of this case. Maybe not. Maybe I'm losing my mind. I don't know. I don't know. So, you know how to talk with her at the start of the episode. We learned a couple things. First of all, Kino's crime coefficient is raised by either 7 or 9. I couldn't remember which one, so I write down both numbers, but not very much points, but it has raised, so that's interesting. We learned that the higher-ups have a lot more information on Toma than any of us could have realized. Toma, of course, was the one who was, the actual murderer of what was the case called? The original case that what can I remember his Sasayama, the original case that Sasayama died in, right? That guy. We learned that they know more about Toma than they're leading on, but we don't really know what. She kind of said like, about that, I'm gonna leave it at that, because you shouldn't know anymore. So what more do they know? has he really just disappeared, or do they still have him in captivity, or what's the deal with him? I don't know. We learned that Toma is very similar to Makishima in the fact that their crime coefficient, their crime coefficients could not be read. There is just a weird anomaly, and from what we know, they've called this criminally asymptomatic symptom. Asymptomatic? What does that mean? Oh, a condition showing no symptoms. That would make sense. Okay. Can't be scanned. Yes, that's kind of the result of it. And it occurs in 1 in every 2 million people. My question is, that 1 in every 2 million, is there is it random, or is there a reason that these people have this, weird anomaly? I'm actually going to go back to the exact explanation she gave, because she gave a little bit of an in-depth explanation. So let me just... So going back to Toma again, although on the record he was brought in voluntarily, so that's interesting. He's the primary suspect in a... Okay, whatever, we already know that. Despite the fact that he was practically caught in the act and he had a great deal of evidence, or we had a great deal of evidence on his crimes, the Dominators didn't react to Toma Kozaburo because his crime coefficient didn't exceed the regulation limit. Very similar to what we've seen. We call these rare cases criminally asymptomatic people. So it seems like they don't really know much more than that. It refers to those rare cases where the result of a person's cymatic scan doesn't match with their criminal psychology. It's estimated that this occurs in around 1 of every 2 million people, which again, I wrote that down. Yeah, so she didn't really say anything beyond that, so I guess they don't really have any explanation as to what causes this criminally asymptomatic symptom. They just know that that's just what they've classified it as, and that's just kind of a blanket term for any kind of weird anomalies that they come across. So interesting. And then again, they kind of go on to talk more about Toma. She kind of says here, I also do not intend to say anything more on the matter to you. So again, they're hiding things. So if we go ahead a little bit again, she said to capture Makishima, but not kill him specifically. Immediate punishment or execution requires the Sibyl's involvement, and they can't do that because they can't. They can't do that. The Sibyl doesn't know what the fuck to do with Makishima. So all you need to do is capture this man and bring him to the barrow. See, I don't know. I'm worried though. I wonder if maybe they want these people for some reason to use them for something. Maybe. I don't know. Cause in my mind, if there was some person who's clearly committed murders, Makishima killed a girl. We saw it happen. We have evidence. We literally went back into a girl's memories, Akane's memories, and saw this happen. So Makishima is a confirmed murderer. That means that's enough to have him killed, right? So at least in this society, I mean, we're not going to talk about that in our world. There's a whole other discussion. But my response to that as a higher up would be, if you find Makishima and he's too difficult to capture, kill him on the spot with some other weapon if you can. But she specifically wants him brought back alive. And she says so that the Sibyl can judge him. The Sibyl system, has to be involved with anything like this. But I don't know. I'm just wondering, maybe they want it for something else. Maybe she's... Actually, I just realized she doesn't even have white hair like I thought she did. So maybe she's not Makishima's mom. She has grayish hair. That's probably just from old age. I don't know, man. It's a guess. We already learned that we learned who Gino's father is in this episode. Maybe we learned who Makishima's mother is too in this episode. I don't know. I'm just making wild guesses here. So yeah, we learned about Memory Scoop, which is a very useful piece of technology, I guess, or not technology, but I don't know what you would call it. You can go back into somebody's memories and kind of magnify a part in their memory and kind of visualize it, which is very useful. But the person has to be willing to go back and re-experience that moment, which it seems like to most people is a very treacherous experience. But for Akane, it didn't really do anything. I'm also wondering with Akane, Is she just super confident about herself and that her drive never wavers, so her crime coefficient or hue doesn't change? But I don't know. I'm wondering if it's that, or maybe she has some type of weird criminally asymptomatic symptom as well. It could be the case. I'm just saying. That'd be interesting. Like, what if she was actually turning into a criminal, but they couldn't tell because she had this symptom as well? I don't think that's the case. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not. Because, like, when Akane was reading Makishima with her Dominator, it did show numbers. They were just, kind of jumbled and they just started going down to zero. So with Akane, like, I'm just saying it's a possibility she kind of has that same symptom, or maybe a different symptom, but it's kind of an anomaly in itself. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I don't know. Maybe not. But anyways, I'm probably gonna leave you guys off here because I'm getting tired and hungry and tired. So as always, if you guys want early access and or the full-length versions of these reactions, click that link down in the description. It'll take you to patreon.com/FirgoFilms, and you can check that out there. But with all that out of the way, I do thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys all on Tuesday with episode number 14. Until then, peace out.